up that name you just dropped. I just got off the phone with Dan Hurley.
Right.
NFL annual meetings in Phoenix till Wednesday. Plenty of questions about individual players. Eagles GM Howie Roseman again asked about the status of A.J. Brown after a season of discontent and trade rumors. He said his answer to all Brown questions was that, quote, A.J. Brown is a member of the Eagles. Not much. We also didn't get much from Nick Sirianni today either.
Nothing's changed there. AJ's an Eagle. Nothing's changed from the last time I spoke to you guys. And yeah, that's where we are.
All right, so we hope to get much more out of Jeff Darlington, who is there in the greater Scottsdale area at the NFL's owners' meetings. Okay, it's clear this is the organizational talking point. He's a member of the Philadelphia Eagles. Short and simple answer from the head coach. What can you tell us about where everything stands with the Eagles and AJ?
Well, just because, Matt, he is an Eagle right now does not mean that he will be an Eagle when the season does start. But you can understand where both Howie Roseman and Nick Sirianni are coming from, because quite frankly, it wouldn't make sense for the team to trade A.J. Brown until after June 1st anyway, given their dead money cap situation that they would take on, $43 million before June 1st. That's more than cut in half if it happens after June 1st. So again, just because they're saying this, yes, there are things that could change, and A.J. Brown could wind up being a member of the Eagles if they don't get the right trade compensation from a team like the Patriots, who have been interested. The Rams were another team that were interested, but never happened there. So, yes, for now, A.J. Brown is a Philadelphia Eagle, and quite frankly, again, Sirianni and Roseman can't say much different than that.
And by the way, everyone knows it's lying season. Off season, into the draft, you lie. You tell no one what you're doing, because then you lose all your leverage if you say otherwise. So that's another principle we're dealing with here. Meanwhile, in Minnesota...
Nobody's lying to me, Matt.
Oh.
You know, they're not lying. Everybody's honest here at league meetings.
Oh, yeah, totally.
There's no lies.
You're definitely getting a bunch of on-the-record stuff there. Vikings have playoff aspirations. You got the open race for the quarterback job. What did Kevin O'Connell have to say about that quarterback competition?
Well, he honestly felt very honest when he was speaking of it. No lies told here. He does believe that having three quarterbacks in the room going into training camp can only improve their depth. He pointed out that they've had to play 3 and sometimes 4 quarterbacks in a season due to unforeseen circumstances when it came to injuries. But you also cannot ignore the elephant in the room, and that is that J.J. McCarthy did not play all that great last year in what felt like his first real rookie season, even though it's his second year in the NFL. So now Kyler Murray is there. He didn't outline necessarily what it means going to training camp in terms of who will get what reps. He basically said these guys are going to have to go out there and earn the job. This will not be McCarthy's job from day one. Kyler Murray is not just going to step into the starting job. It does feel like they've got quality depth in that room. The question, of course, is if you have 3 quarterbacks, do you still have 1?
Right. I do believe everything you heard about Minnesota, because everything we've seen on the field believe that to be true. So we'll find out what Kyler brings to them this offseason. Kind of a unique story I want to get with you, because you're near and dear to this. That's every pick in the draft. Ty Simpson, we're going to discuss him again. Matt has him going to the Jets, which other mocks have, but Miller has Simpson going in the 2nd round. Is New York taking edge rusher Arbel Reese 2nd overall, and Arizona State's Jordan Tyson 16th overall, and then Simpson just in the 2nd round. But if you look at that draft makes a lot of sense. Let's bring the guy who made the mock, Matt Miller, with us. So walk me through that. Why Ty Simpson falling just to the 2nd round?
Yeah, Matt, it's really this simple. I can't find an NFL team that tells me they like him in the 1st round. Instead, you get a lot of NFL teams who think another team might take him in the 1st round. And those spots are really being more limited after free agency. The Miami Dolphins go get Malik Willis. They're unlikely to draft a quarterback in the 1st round. The Jets, a team that have 2 first-round picks, but at 2 and 16, a little too early to take Ty Simpson, who, by my evaluation and most I've heard from people around the league, believe he is an early 2nd-round grade. I have him at number 40 overall on my board. So for some, it might seem like, wow, Ty Simpson's really falling down your board here. In truth, it's more a value of where he's actually ranked by teams.
I would take it even one step further. If Ty Simpson was, say, in next year's draft class, right, where would he be drafted? It's all about the year you come out relative to the quarterbacks listed on the board in front of you. And right now, Ty Simpson candidly is benefiting from that, because the right now is Fernando Mendoza and everybody else. So how are the NFL greats and the aspects that make a good quarterback in the NFL? How are you viewing Ty as just an overall prospect?
Yeah, as a prospect, I think he's similar to someone who was at Alabama in Mac Jones. He's 6'1", he's 211 pounds. This is not a big quarterback. He doesn't have elite arm strength, but it's good, similar to his mobility. He does use his legs well, but I think that really looking at a projection for him, it's a lot of Mac Jones, it's a lot of Mitchell Trubisky. I think your hope is that he's Brock Purdy. That's probably the ceiling for him. And like Brock, the system's going to matter. The talent around him is going to matter, just like it does for almost every quarterback not named Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen. But the biggest question, Matt, to me is that 15 starts.
Yep.
NFL teams want 25 or more starts. He's only got 15. That's the big question that he has to answer in the next 3 weeks.
And that's why Brock Purdy, I know he's Mr. Irrelevant, but he came into the NFL with a boatload of college experience that showed right away his rookie year. Okay, just 24 days away from the draft. I'm going to do some comps with some draft prospects and some NFL players. Let's start with Fernando Mendoza. Who's your best comparison?
Yeah, it's an easy one. I see a lot of Joe Burrow. Not only does he have that poise in the pocket, kind of that cool nature under pressure, but like Burrow, an undefeated season in which he won the national championship and the Heisman Trophy. And like Joe, he will be the #1 overall pick here very, very soon. So I think the play style, the demeanor, the way he gets better when he's hit a little bit, just some of the toughness that he shows is a lot like Burrow coming out of LSU. Hopefully he's able to stay a little healthier in the pros.
And the off-the-charts accuracy as well. What about Phoenix NFL? Cowboys coach Brian Schottenheimer is there. He was asked about receiver George Pickens after he got the franchise tag. Last year, Dallas dealt with the contract drama around Michael Parsons before trading him. So does Schottenheimer expect Pickens to show up for the offseason program? That sound is new on SportsCenter.
Hey, look, GP loves it here. We love GP. We have plans for GP to be here for a long time. So we'll let the business side of this thing play out and see where it goes.
Regarding him being available, though, for the offseason program, minicamp, OTAs, any assurances that he'll be around?
No, and I haven't pushed that on him. I mean, again, we're all going through the process. It's almost April. We're still a couple weeks away. It's going to play out the way it plays out. And again, it's all voluntary. So, we'll see where it goes.
Highlight voluntary. Peter Schrager, SportsCenter and Media Hits, not voluntary. They're on his schedule. They are mandatory, which is why he's here with us. Peter, what's the most interesting thing to you about the Dallas Cowboys this offseason? And there are plenty.
Yeah, I was sitting at that table with Brian Schottenheimer, and yes, this is mandatory, but I would voluntarily follow Whoopi Goldberg any day of the week, Matt. You know that. I will say this. Shotty has a really interesting vantage point here because this is year 2 now. He's a little more comfortable. They have the 12th and the 20th pick, and if you're looking at any of our mock drafts, whether it's Field Yates, Mel Kiper, Jordan Reed, whoever, everyone is saying the same exact thing. It's going to be 2 defensive players. They'll get someone who's a pass rusher, or they'll get a defensive back. Shotty was very clear to say, no. We have the ability with 12 and 20 to either be maneuvering around the top 10, top 15, top 20, or we could just take the best players available. I think it's really interesting. You look at what their needs are. Sonny Styles, great inside linebacker, might be available there at 12. You could look at Draymond McCoy, who missed all of last year with a knee injury at Tennessee, but 2 years ago was one of the best players in college football at defensive back. And you're like, those are the guys they should be targeting at 12. But if you look at what they did in 2020 in the COVID draft, CeeDee Lamb was not supposed to drop to 18, and that was not necessarily what they needed, and they took a wide receiver despite having Amari Cooper on the roster. I find the Dallas Cowboys first round fascinating. 2 first-round picks, 12 and 20, and Shotty was very, very sure to let us know that, hey, don't just slot us in a defense. We have a little flexibility here, and best player available might be the move that we make.
Yeah, because we know they're loaded offensively. If you draft correctly defensively or use those 2 picks correctly, you're a couple of defenders away from contending for the NFC East with what you have with them in the offseason. They're that talented offensively. Just be somewhat competent on defense. Meanwhile, Giants head coach John Harbaugh, he spoke today about the possibility of Odell Beckham Jr. returning to New York.
You look at every option, right? And if Odell's an option, then we'll be looking at it for sure. And he and I do talk, and we do text, and we've maintained a really great relationship. He's one of my very favorite people in the world. So it's not like you don't talk to guys about things like that. And certainly we have. We'll just have to see where it all goes. What's best for him, what's best for the Giants. That's the number one thing. It is what's best for our team. And any player, if he helps you be a better team and can make you better, then you're going to pursue that. So we'll just have to see where that goes.
An OBJ reunion would be interesting. People are probably wondering what's OBJ up to. We saw him a couple of weeks ago at the flag football event. He's out there, Peter. What's your reaction to a potential Giants reunion?
Well, John Harbaugh doesn't have to do that. He doesn't have to come out and say he's one of my favorite people in the world and he's one of the favorite players I've ever had. He's going over the top, and I think that is a sign that there's actual conversations to be had. Remember, they lost Wan'Dale Robinson in free agency. He signed a massive deal with the Titans, and who's the Giants' number 2 right now? Odell Beckham has made it very clear to anyone who will listen that he wants to play in the NFL again. He was the best wide receiver on the field at that flag football event 2 weeks ago. That was on national TV, and he had a one-handed catch that looked like it was 2015 Odell Beckham. Truth of the matter is this: the Giants, it didn't end the way it should have with Odell Beckham. This would be a storybook ending and a real good way to bookend his career from where he was a supernova, maybe the biggest superstar that this city, New York City, had had in football in over a decade. Besides Eli, he comes back. If he can actually finish his career with John Harbaugh, a coach he has a great relationship with, and be Jackson Dart's number 2 wide receiver, well, that's a wonderful story. I do think Odell's in great shape. He wants to play again. He wants to get back. And I think his heart is very open to finishing his career with the New York Giants. It's just if the Giants can make it work salary cap-wise and whether they want to bring him back. But it sounds like John Harbaugh has no problems with Odell Beckham, the person or the player.
And if we're basing things on the flag football game, Tom Brady's still a top 7 quarterback in the NFL right now. Let's just trot him back out as well. Flag football.
I'm a Hoosh Doucette guy myself, Matt, okay?
Yeah.
I'm with Team USA. That's where I roll.
All right, Trey. Good stuff. USA.
Coming up, it might